This session will help you use stills in your video. This may include things like maps, graphics, especially in documentaries, but may also include photographs. Remember, you need to set up your sequence with video in mind. If you drag your still in first, you won't have the proper sequence settings. So you can either drag a video in and then delete it, or you can set up a new sequence. And that's what I'm going to show you. So we're going to choose our 1080p 30 under digital SLR. And we'll hit OK. And now we have our sequence. And I can go ahead and just right-click it and rename it. One thing to keep in mind is each still image has its own size. Let's look at how you can see that. So with my bin selected, I'm going to go ahead and hit my tilde key. That's the key right below your escape on your keyboard. And what I'm looking at is my video info. And so you can see that a lot of these are larger than 1920 by 1080, but a few of them are smaller. So I have a lot of different sizes to deal with. And I'll hit my escape key to go back. So to bring my stills in, I can simply select and drop them. So I'm just going to select them all and drop them right over here. And as we just scrub through, you can see we have all manner of different sizes. So first we need to set that size. So I'm going to select all of my clips. I'm going to right-click. And then you can see the options. I have scale to frame size or set to frame size. So I set this to frame size, and you can see that I've got some black bars on either side. And so you can see in a couple of cases these are working, but in some they aren't. So we would still need to come in and do some work with these clips. Now that's pretty easy. So let's take this clip for example. I've got several things I need to do with this, and I can just do that by selecting this clip inside the program playback. And I'm going to rotate it. And I don't need to hold shift or any modifiers, and then I can scale this. And so that's one way you can get things sized appropriately. You can also, when you have the clips selected, go up to your effect controls and scale there. And so this is just a hover, and you can just scale that however you want. Another method that you can use in dealing with this is to put a colored mat below the images. So I'm just going to select our images and move them up to V2. And I'm going over to my project bin, and I'm selecting the new item and going to color mat. It's going to be the same size as my sequence. I'll hit OK. And I can pick any color I want. So if I have a certain style I want to use, I can use that. I could even color pick from the photo if I think that would look nice, and hit OK. And we're just going to call this background. And there it is. And I'll just drag it into place and then expand that clip. And now you can see I've got colored bars there instead of the black bars. I'm going to zoom into our clips a little bit. And so clips, still image clips, work the same as video. So to see all of my images, I can just double click and see those. If I want to change the duration, I can just trim that out. So I can use any of my tools that I would use in other editing. Now, by default, Premiere sets a still duration at 5 seconds. If you want to change this, you can go up to Premiere, Preferences. If you're on a PC, that's Edit Preferences, and Timeline. And right here you can see our still image default duration is 5 seconds. So if you find yourself always changing that, that's something you can change by default. Now that we've got some stills in here, let's talk about what we can do with these. And just seeing a still image, a little boring. So we're going to use our effect controls to change things like our pan and zoom to create a video-like effect. Here's how that works. I'm going to go in and I'm going to select this specific clip, and we're going to zoom this in and out. So over in my effect controls, and remember, if you don't see something, you can just go to Window and open Effect Controls. And I'm going to work with my scale. And so I'm going to open that up so you can kind of see my options. And so this is the 5-second length of that clip. So let's say I want to start my scale, and we're going to start it at 200%. And you can see it added a keyframe. Then I'm going to come down here and we're going to zoom it back out. Just like that. So if I play this clip, here's what we have. Let's move to another clip and experiment with our position. So again, I've selected that clip, and this is my current position. And let's say I want this to start off screen and then gently move in. So again, I'm just going to move my playhead to the start of that clip. I'm going to click my position keyframe, and then I'm going to move this right off screen. And then we'll go here. And I can also type in values. And so let's play that. Excellent. So you can use any of these motion effects to change your clips. And we'll just watch the first two together. And it just gives us a sense of moving with our stills so that they become a little more interesting, especially if we add music to them. Now, we did show you how to rotate a photo that came in vertical, but if you have a vertical photo or graphic or video that isn't working quite right, check out our video on using images and vertical video.